Okay, so here's a quick unboxing video of the Thermaltake UX200 SE, and this is the SE model, not the UX200, which have been around for a while. And this supports LGA 1700, which is the new socket from Intel, the 12th generation CPUs. So, yeah, it's the Intel 12th gen. And here's the CPU that we'll be installing it on. This is a Core i7 12700K, and it's the LGA socket 1700. So obviously you'll need a motherboard that accepts the LGA 1700. And this comes with the mounting bracket to do the installation onto that motherboard. So let's go through what it comes with, and we'll go through the specs. By the way, this is universal, which means that it will fit both AMD and Intel. It comes with a fan that's LED, or as they say, AGBR, RGB, and it runs the sync with these different brands, including MSI and Gigabyte, which are some of the two primary laptop motherboards out there. And the one I got is an MSI motherboard. And so yeah, this is just a regular fan. This is the mounting bracket that I want to talk about, specifically how the installation happens. So I'll go through this in a second to see how we would install this on a motherboard that is LGA 17, that has the LGA 1700 socket. So it fits right into the motherboard. It comes with the instructions on how to do the installation for both AMD as well as Intel. And in Intel, the previous generation socket, which is the 1200 or even any of the 11X, 1155, 1151 older type sockets, and then the newest one, which is the 1700 socket, which is for the 12th gen CPU. One major difference between the previous CPUs and this 12th gen is that this 12th generation CPU is more rectangular, whereas the previous ones have been more squarish. So it's a major difference, and also how they do power cores and GPU. So I went with the 12th gen, but I'm still able to use this Thermaltake CPU cooler for it. And one of the reasons why I liked it is that it came at a reasonable price, and it mounts on without requiring anything specific. And I really like how Thermaltake put some of the key specifications on here. I'm not sure if this is possible to read, but one of the things that I liked about this is the airflow, around 62 cubic feet per minute. And others don't even list the airflow. And this tells you how efficient it is in terms of how much volume of air it can push through that's generated, and to get cooler air into the fins. And the other thing that I liked about is that its cooling power is 170 watts. So given that the CPU is they call it TDP, although I don't know why it's not listed here as the thermal density profile or thermal design profile. But this is one of the higher rating wattage in terms of its cooling capacity. So it's one of the reasons why I went with this one. And it's not bad. It's a reasonably priced. I got it from Amazon, and then the link is there down in the description. So let's look at the overall capability of this. So this has 4 heat pipes that come up from here. So there's 4 heat pipes with the TT logo on top. Nice set of fins, and obviously these fit over here. And it has 2 connectors. One connector is for the power, and the other connector is for the RGB sync. And I believe this is a 12 volt power, so you want to make sure that your motherboard can handle 12 volts. See, it says power input is 12 volts. So you want to make sure that your motherboard has 12 volt CPU fan capability. I believe my motherboard does, but anyway, I'll double check that. So these mount on the fan mounts onto this using these metal clips, so that's pretty straightforward. But I want to talk about the LGA installation, the LGA 1700 installation, because some motherboards don't come with any kind of a bracket, and still this allows for it to get connected. So basically you will find on your motherboard, you will find 4 holes, and this comes with these transparent pins that go into the hole. Now there are markings here. Obviously these are also in the instructions, but I'm just giving an overview. So there are markings here when you turn this over. So you will, maybe you're not able to see it on the screen though, but so it's a 1700 here and then 11.5x underneath it, and there are 2 notches that are here which match these 2 tabs that are on these plastic pins. So for the LGA, you want to push it outwards so that these tabs go into these slits that are here. So when you put it on the outside, they just basically go like that, and then you could push them in. Actually, I did this incorrectly. So you want to make sure that not put it diagonal like I just did, because it's not going to go and fit in. But when you push it in, these tabs will line up. So as you can see here, these tabs have aligned with the slots, so they go straight in. And then once you put this into the motherboard, then you use these black pins, and then you push them in. It's very similar to I think the closest I could come to is an automotive pins that they have to secure body panels or interior panels to the body. So it's very similar to that. Obviously it comes with the thermal paste that you would apply. I suggest when you're installing it that you don't touch this. We don't want your oil residue or any other residue to be able to come in contact, because that would just reduce the thermal capability of the plate to conduct the heat. So it has many fins, as you can see here, and the heat comes up through these pipes. The heat is drawn up into the fins, and then this is where its capability to move a lot of air pushes the heat away, so the heat doesn't linger around. So that's one of the reasons why I got this. The LED is multicolored, good cubic feet per minute of 62, very reasonably priced, and it can mount to the LGA 1700, to the newest generation. So even if you have an older generation, it'll fit. If you have AMD, it'll fit. So it's pretty universal. And I haven't seen any videos on the UX200 SE, so that's one of the reasons why I'm doing the video. Thanks for watching.